Hi, I'm Matt McCready, and today I'm going to give you an overview of the data platform APIs. When we're done, you should know how to get credentials, use those credentials to get a token, manage device objects, and create observations and then query those observations. Before we get started, though, I need to mention that the data from your HDK devices does not automatically go into the data platform. There should be some other tutorials on how to use the CoAP client on Linux or Windows to get your data into the data platform, and then you can post your observations there and query them and do things with the data platform. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to get a client ID in secret. And to do that, you're going to want to come to your My Account page in the Developer Portal and come to the Account Settings tab and click on the Client ID in Secret, and then you create a new Client ID in Secret. And I'll do that right here. And you'll see that you get this Client ID in Secret. Worth mentioning here is that these only get generated one time. If you forget this or lose it, you're just going to have to generate a new one. It's a security measure. So we have a client ID in secret here, and I'll just leave it up. You can download it as a file or save it however you want. And I come over here and we have the Starfish Studio. And I'm just going to use this because it's got a nice API viewer here that you can kind of play with the APIs with in the browser. These are just normal REST APIs, and if you look here, I'll show you an example. It just shows you that it's a pose type to this endpoint, and here's the body. So I'm going to use this here to try and generate a token given our credentials. So I'll copy the client ID and paste it into the client ID portion here, and I'll come back and I'll copy our secret, and I'll paste that into the secret portion here. And then so kind of expand this and see the payload. It's just a JSON object. And if I click try it out, we should see success, first of all. But it's got 201 response, that's successfully created, and then you get this access token, which we can copy. But in addition to that, you get this curl example code, so you can do the exact same operation in curl. It's just there to help you learn. Also note there's another, you can click this button here and you get another access token it's generated a different way, but it's there for you to kind of play with these APIs. But I'm going to use this one here that I just copied. So first thing let's come in here and create, or let's get devices. So we're going to create a solution name. So solution is just a logical grouping of devices. You just provide a same solution name whenever you're working with devices or observations. It's just a way of grouping them together. And a new solution is just created when you create a device in that solution. So that's all it really is. So we'll just call this, let's call it data demo. And for authorization, I'll put in that authorization token that we just copied, and let's try it out. And we haven't created any devices yet, so we get a 404, not found, right? So first, or next, let's create a device. So we're going to put our authorization there. Let's say data demo, and let's just click over here, and it should fill out some stuff here. And let's say demo device for device type. Device type is sort of defined by the user. It just should correlate basically to the type of data that you're going to collect. Really, the schema of the data should be correlated on the device type. And then domain info. So domain info is really just you can put anything you want in here. It's for the user to define info about the device. So it could be longitude and latitude, it could be the color of the device, the brand name, the serial number, anything that you're going to need to sort of put on the device so that you can cross-reference it with your own database or whatever. So we'll just say key, and I'll put 0 for a value, and you can move more keys and values in there if you want. And we will try it out. And we created one demo device, and you see it's got this unique ID, 201 created. So let's create another one. I'll put a key 1 here, and we'll try it out again. We should see, yes, we have 201 response, and you see that the output here changed to different ID, different key, right? And now if I go back and I do a get, same parameters, and I should see I get an array with, or an object with this key devices, and an array with 2 devices, and they each have their IDs in it, and one has key 0, one has key 1. Now you can also modify devices with the put API. So we have our auth token here, solution name, demo device, what do I call it? Demo data, I think. Demo device. Yeah? Okay, no, solution name. Sorry. Solution name, data demo. Okay, it's important. Data demo. Click here, and we have, you can change any of the parameters. So let's just take, copy one of these bodies here, and we can paste it into here, like so, and this is, so it should have the same ID, and we can modify the type or some of the domain info. So let's change the key here to 2, and it should update the device with the same ID. So try it out, and we see we got 200 response, nothing in the response body. And if we come back up here to our GET request, try it out again, we should see that we have a device with key 0 and then one with key 2, right? So we updated the second device. And then the last thing you can do here with devices is you can delete a device. Now, when you delete a device, it just removes that device from the GET responses, but it won't remove any data or observations that were associated with it. Those are preserved. So data demo. Let's go back up and grab. Let's remove this device here. We'll put that in device ID field. And then for authorization, let's go back up, and I can sort of grab it out of this field. Okay. And we'll do try it out, and we see an empty object, but 200 response means it was successful. So if I go back up here to our get query, and I try it out again, so this is get all devices for a given solution, I will see that we only have now just this one device with key 0, and that's one we weren't mucking with. So on to observations. We do have these webhooks APIs. They're sort of a work in progress, so I'm not going to cover them today. I'll just hide that so we get it out of the way. So for observations, you can get observations. We won't have any yet. So let's first post an observation for a device. So it's a little more interesting. Okay. Data demo. We're going to want to get the device ID for the device that still exists, which is not that one. It's this one with key 0. Right? Yeah. And we need our auth token, which should be a little bit easier to find. Here we go. Just copy it out of there. And then we're going to use that. So there's a timestamp here. It needs to be in ISO format, and it can be whatever you want. it's sort of user defined. That is, the data will be indexed by this timestamp. There's also should be a recorded ingestion time, so you don't have to completely rely on this, but it should be accurate. And where it says additional properties here inside of the observation body, that's not required. You can put whatever you want for a property. So you can say, foo bar, and I could say, temperature 50, right? And let's try it out. And so we got 201 response, which is created. And now if I go up here, this is the get observations for a given device. I think I still have authorization on the clipboard, so Command V there. Solution name is data demo. And device ID, we're going to grab this one. Same device we used. We will paste it there, try it out, and you should see that one observation that we posted is returned to us, and in an array here. Now I can post another observation. Let's give it another timestamp just to sort of make them interesting. Try it out. And we should see that got 201, and I'll do a third one, 1 second apart here. Let's try it out, and it's kind of hard to see, but you can see here the timestamp updated. And so if we do this again, we're getting observations for a device. We do it again, and you should see that there's 3 observations. This will return observations for a given device in time descending order. So the most recent will be the first in the list, and it will return up to a megabyte of observations. So it's good if you need to plot, say, a lot of the observations for a given device, starting with the latest. It can be a little heavy though. Okay, so, and then additional to that, we have this get observations for a solution. And this one's interesting in that you can give it a time slice. So if I say grab, again, it's similar time format, so ISO format. So if I grab like this time here, undo from, and I say, maybe I start at 57, and go to 58, and we'll bump this up. I should see maybe 1 or 2 observations here. I do need to get, nope, that's the timestamp I copied. Let's grab our auth token. AC auth token goes here, and solution name data demo, and we do a try it out, and we should see that we got 1 observation in that time range. And if the from and to are actually optional. So if you have 1, you must have both. But if you have neither, you will get essentially just the latest observation for each device. So if I let's create a second device real quick. And I'll post a second observation just so you can see that. So if this is tokens, so get device, let's do a post device. I will create a new device, and this looks fine. Try it out. It looks like it was created. We got a new ID here. Copy this ID, and we'll go down and post a new observation for this device. and wait, that's get. Let's do a post. Device ID, community, and we will change the timestamp on this guy to be, 8 o'clock. Try it out. Let's change the temperature. Let's say 53 or 3. Sure, that's fine. Try it out. And we've got 201 response. Now if I go back down here, because it's in the same solution, and I try this out again, we should see that there's 2 observations, one for each device. This is the one that we just created. You can see the updated timestamp. You can see the temperature's 3. And for the other device, we got only the latest one, right? And similar, if we do from and to timestamps, it should include all the timestamps for all devices. Okay, that's pretty much all I have for you today. I invite you to play with the Starfish Studio and the data platform APIs. There's also a simulation view, which maybe we'll go over a different time, which allows you to sort of create a synthetic device and simulate data, and you can use that data to play with these APIs. I'll look forward to future videos. Thank you.